What's up, everybody? Hope you all are having a great day, or you had a great day. Um, Getting into this episode of GH, this was a hot ass mess. A whole hot mess. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, I don't blame Nina at this point if she want to get revenge on Carly. I don't blame her because Nina has been dragged for months about the whole Sunny situation. Like she's been dragged for over a year about this. And Carly literally got dragged, didn't even get dragged, but people were mad at Carly for all of 2 minutes and they got over it. They forgave her. You know what I'm saying? But they can't forgive Nina though. That's stupid as shit to me. So I don't blame her. You know, Lisa was like, shit, if Carly got a secret, her and Drew hiding something, then you need to find out what it is. And I'm not mad at it because at the end of the day, I do feel like once she finds out what's going on and she blows the lid off of it, I feel like no matter what she does, people are gonna be mad at Nina. People are not gonna like her. So it's like you're already the town pariah. So what more can they do to you? What more hurtful things can they say? You might as well continue to go. You know what I'm saying? And just get yours. You know what I'm saying? You need to get your revenge. Go ahead and go get it. I'm not mad at it. Do what you got to do. So anyway, moving on from that, Willow finally woke up and whatnot. She didn't remember much, but she remembered what Michael said to her that made her wake up and come back. And Michael admitted that he said those things, but he told her he wasn't in the room with her when he said it because she thought he was in the room. And he was like, no, I was I was out in the waiting room when I said it. So that's what bugs me out. So you mean to tell me Willow she has stage 4 cancer. She hemorrhaged after having a C-section. And it was Michael's words that kept her alive, that brought her back from the light. Michael, his words. But not all these other serious medical conditions that she had. Like, honestly, her ass should be dead at this point. I'm just saying. Like, she should be sitting on the slab right now in the morgue. I'm just not to be crass. I'm just saying. Like, all these health issues she got that are critical, mind you, and it was Michael's words that brought you back. Okay. I'll I'll suspend disbelief. I'll play along. Okay, I wish we all could have that. You know, shit, we all laying up in the hospital, looking at death, and somebody just says some words, and that shit brings us back. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So the baby was brought up to them. I mean, their grown ass daughter was brought to them. Frank Valentini and them know they not right. Like, what? That ain't no newborn. I'm sorry. Every time I see that baby, I just be like, yo, she just look like she ready for college. Like, what the fuck? Talking about a newborn, they just had that baby look like they had her about 10 months ago. What type of shit is this? Like, yeah, she just like, yeah, I can't get over. I don't know where they got that child from, but that ain't no newborn. Like that baby was supposed to be born 15 minutes ago, and it looked like it was born 15 years ago. Like, what the fuck is wrong with that? I'm just saying, like, damn, y'all could get an actual newborn or a doll that one of them look alive dolls or something that look like a newborn. Oh my god. But anyway, so Michael and Willow finally give the child a name. I was scared for a moment because I thought they was gonna name the child after Carly. I got nervous. I said, please don't name her after Carly. Like, that would just be the ultimate spit in the face. Like, do not. So they named her Amelia Grace. I like the name Amelia Grace. I like it. I think it's pretty nice. So now they're just waiting on the stem cell results or to see like what was the next steps or whatever for Willow. Austin pretty much didn't want to say what it was because he was waiting for Terry. He was like, nah, let's wait for her to come and she could tell y'all what's going on. But they said, no, you might as well tell us. But the look on his face didn't look, Austin looked like it wasn't good news. Like, he looked like it was pretty grim news. Um, I thought it was nice of Willow to send Sonny a text about the name and the picture of the baby and stuff like that. I thought that was nice, to find a way to keep him in the loop with all this. Cause I do feel bad that, everybody else get to see this child, but Sonny don't. But you know what I'm ultimately pissed about? And I'm gonna be pissed about this for quite some time. That AJ is never gonna get to meet two of his grandkids. Like, this man got two grandchildren on this earth, and he ain't never gonna get to meet them. That's trifling. And where is Monica at? Like, Monica got another great grandchild and she ain't even around. They ain't even mention her. Like, what the hell going on? They need, like, this is crazy. Monica hasn't been around for Thanksgiving, wasn't around for Christmas, and now there's a new Quartermain born and she ain't around for that neither. That's very odd. Like, they need to address that, like, ASAP. Like, what's going on with Leslie Charlton? Like, did she quietly retire? Like, what's good with that? So I hope we get some answers about that pretty soon. Because that would be crazy. Like, we need Monica around for this stuff. Like, this is big stuff going down. So anyway, moving on from that, Ava, that nightmare that Ava had, I'm just like, girl, you need to put it together. That was some nightmare that she had of Nicholas. Like, it was just blood all over the place, and I was just like, damn, it's that guilty conscience she got. She done blunging that man over the head. So, Austin came in to check on her. She was wondering what the hell Austin was doing there. He was like, don't you remember you asked me to stay tonight and stuff like that? She was thanking him for not turning her in and whatnot. So he just wondering, like, how you gonna get yourself out of this? Like, what you gonna tell people? So she was like, shit, she just gonna come up with a cover story that Nicholas came over, they argued, he stormed out, he left. So then he was asking her about, what she gonna do about Spencer. She was like, she not really worried about Spencer. She's really worried about Elizabeth, because she felt like Elizabeth got bad timing when it comes to stuff like this, because she'd sit here and grow a conscience at the worst time, which is true. Which is definitely true. And the last thing Ava needs right now is the PCPD sniffing around Windermere and they find Nicholas. That's the last thing she need to do. But she pretty much told Austin not to worry about this. Don't say anything. Just forget all this happened. But I'm like, how the hell do you forget that you walked in on a body on the ground and her trying to cover it up? Like, how do you forget that? I'm just saying. So he told her about Mason. He was like, that's the reason I came by, was because Mason. Mason pretty much got it out for you. Like, and Ava brushed Mason off as a regular street thug. As a common street thug. She was like, listen. Ava was like, I got bigger things to worry about right now. She said, I am not worried about Mason. I ain't got time for him. See, I love me some Ava. Y'all know I do, but I don't like that. That she just brushing Mason off like he's a fly. It's like, okay, to you, he may be a common street thug, but we don't know that man. You know what I'm saying? Don't underestimate anybody, And I think that's going to be a mistake on Ava's part that could come back and bite her in the ass. Don't underestimate that cat. We don't know who he working for and how connected they are and how much reach they have. We don't know. You know what I mean? So I think she should look into that, and she should take him as a serious threat, because he could be. You know what I mean? Like, that's the one thing you don't want to do, is underestimate somebody that you think is beneath you or you think is not going to be a problem, because the ones that you think is not going to be a problem turn out to be a problem. You know what I mean? So Ava needs to, have her hand on this thing, and really pay attention to it. Make sure she keeping both eyes, some eyes in the back of her head, because Mason do seem like he could be a wild card. So I don't know. She might want to look into him and find out, like, what everything she can about this dude. So anyway, moving on from that, Laura ended up meeting up with Liz and stuff, filling her in about, Spencer going for custody and all that type of stuff, and asking if she's seen Nicholas, and she was like, no. She ain't seen him since he grabbed her. So Liz pretty much feel like her friendship with Nicholas is over. That's dead. And, Laura was upset by that, because she was like, it sucks that your friendship is over. But I like that Laura wasn't really pushing it, though. She wasn't saying, oh, try to find it in your heart to forgive him and stuff. She understood. Like, listen, the friendship is over. I get it. You know what I mean? But she was just like, I can't give up on my son. And I get where, Laura's coming from. That's her son. She just no matter what he does, she's just never gonna, turn her back on him. And I also think a big part of that is her guilt because she wasn't there to raise him. And I think she always felt guilty about that. So in some ways, she tried to overcompensate with him, even if that meant coddling him sometimes, which is a detriment, honestly. Um, it can be a detriment at some point, but Laura pretty much told her like, saving Nicholas is not your responsibility and stuff. Um, like I feel like saving Nicholas is definitely not Laura's responsibility. I feel like it's not anybody's responsibility. Nicholas is a grown man. A lot of the issues that he has, he brought on himself. But at the end of the day, I cannot blame Liz or Ava for lying to Laura. Like, I seen some people on Twitter saying how it's messed up that as parents, they're lying to another parent about her son. And my thing is, I get it. I don't like that they have to lie to Laura. But at the end of the day, this is about self preservation. Like, because she pretty much came to Liz asking if she knew something about this blackmail that Spencer has on him and stuff like that. Liz was like, no. She was like, I don't know what he did. She was like, just came up with some cover story about her parents and all that type of stuff. And when she went to go see Ava, Ava gave her the same story that she recited to Austin, pretty much, that he came over. They argued. He left. That's what she told Austin that she was going to tell everybody. And that's exactly what she told Laura. Because Laura felt some type of way because she felt like, Nicholas is just spiraling deeper and deeper out of control. And she's afraid that he's going to go fully dark, and join up with Victor and stuff like that because she feels like he's not going to have anything left. He already lost Ava. He lost Windermere. He lost Spencer. And now this new baby, you know what I'm saying? She just feels like if he loses everything, he's just going to go completely dark. But at the end of the day, this is all of Nicholas's doing. I can't blame Ava and Liz for not telling her the full story of what the hell is going on. Because at the end of the day, it's about self-preservation. They're trying to stay their asses out of prison. You know what I'm saying? The less people that know about this, the better. So I can't say I blame them. You know what I mean? Like, none of them feel like they should have to go to prison for stuff that Nicholas created. And a lot of this is due to Nicholas's poor action. So I don't blame them. Because if I was them, listen, I would be mum's the word. I wouldn't say a damn thing. I'd be lying my ass off too. Because trust, you do not want to be sitting in prison. Spring and summer is coming up and they get hot in them jails. I'm just saying. They ain't got no AC up in that bitch. I ain't about to sit up in there having no correction officer tell me when to go to the bathroom, when to eat, child time, when to go to bed. No, bitch, you ain't gonna tell me none of that. It ain't going down. So I don't blame them. Like, prison ain't for everybody. I'm just saying. So Finn ended up going to Alexis for a little legal advice and stuff, trying to use a you know, this is a hypothetical thing or whatever. Oh, it's a hypothetical friend, hypothetical situation. So he was like, oh, what if she committed a few felonies or whatever? Or, like she was a part of it, as an accessory. Alexis gave him the options and she was like, basically your friend or hypothetical friend need to jump ahead of this thing. They need to get ahead of it, turn themselves in, get some legal advice. She suggested that the friend call Diane or Martin, to get some good legal advice, to get them to represent or whatever. Because that person could be facing some serious charges, maybe a felony or a misdemeanor, it depends. And the person should testify against the one who actually did the crime. But he was like, that person might not testify. Alexis was giving him the best advice that she could possibly give. I do still feel like Finn needed to stay out of it. See, that's Finn's problem. I understand he want to protect Elizabeth, but going to Alexis to ask for hypothetical legal advice, I'm like, sir, you should have just mind your business. Like, let Liz figure this out. And that's why I'm so freaking happy that Liz called Scott. I said, it's about time, Liz. I'm so glad she called Scott and let him know, like, I committed a couple felonies, like, several. She was like, I committed about several crimes or whatever. I need your help. Like, it's about time. Because if I'm Scott, I don't know if she got him on retainer or whatever. But if I'm him, I'll tell her, listen, before you tell me anything, give me $1. Take the $1. Now I'm officially your lawyer. Tell me what the hell going on. You know what I'm saying? That's how I would have handled it. So Finn ended up bumping into Lisa. And, he gave his condolences or whatever about Britt. And Lisa is not too happy because she was like, whatever's going on with Elizabeth, she pretty much told Finn that he need to take care of Elizabeth so that way Scott don't have to keep running to take care of her. And she wanted to know like what's going on because she don't like the fact Scott ran off to go help Elizabeth instead of being there to support her. Here's my thing, and y'all know I love me some Albright, but I got to check her real quick. At the end of the day, Scott is a part of Liz's family and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like she was married to his son. They became close. He became close to her boys, so he considers them family. He considers her his daughter-in-law. Those are his grandboys. If they need something, he gonna go. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. And she can't sit there and say Scott hasn't supported her during her grief because he definitely has. He's been there every step of the way. You know what I'm saying? But if Liz calls him and needs something, he's just stepping out for a minute to go help her. She's still a part of his family just like you are. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit here and monopolize all that man time. He got other people too that need him. You're not the only one that needs him for support or whatever. Liz and the boys need him too. So she need to respect that and understand it. Stop getting so bitchy about everything. It's like, I understand you grieving, but he has been there for her. It's not like he's been neglectful. Like, calm down. So anyway, moving on from that, I'm glad, Alexis offered Gregory a job because he definitely seemed like he's more alive and more happy being a journalist than being a teacher. Like, because she even noticed that he hasn't talked about, his classes and stuff in quite some time. And she could tell, like, he's ready for a change. So she offered him a job. And I could tell he was gleeful about that shit. I'm like, dude, just take the offer. Because obviously being a journalist and, being a part of this hook killer case and stuff and, being a part of it, it gets the blood running, it gets the blood pumping, it gets that adrenaline going, it makes him feel alive again, something that teaching probably hasn't done for him in a while. So I say go for it. Why not? So anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section, let me know what you all thought, and I will see you all later. Have a great day. Peace.